in running gear. They also have uniformed officers, sort of two columns, about 50 down one side, 50 down the other side. There was another incident in which some protesters, believed to be Japanese nationalists, threw some objects at the runner who was carrying the torch. But as I say, this huge police presence so far has prevented anything too serious happening.
Chris, we just saw pictures there of one of the protesters being arrested. Were Japanese people able to see the torch? Because it seems like the pictures we've got are right down the middle as opposed to on the side of the street. They presumably couldn't see much of what was going on.
Well, some of the streets in Nagano are pretty narrow. I mean, this street that I'm standing in now, the torch passed down here a little earlier, and you could see the runner. I mean, of course, they were surrounded by police, but certainly on this part of the torch relay, there were hundreds of pro-China demonstrators, all of them waving their red Chinese flags, and they were cheering. They certainly, the impression I got from them was that they weren't letting the heavy security presence spoil their day.
There was a last-minute substitution, wasn't there, for the start after the Buddhist temple in Nagano pulled out at the last moment. How did that affect things?
Well, yes, they originally they had plans for this very beautiful setting for the start of the torch relay, the Zenkoji temple, which is just up the road from me here. Unfortunately, the monks of the temple decided that because of the concerns over safety and security, the fact that the whole temple would need to be sealed off, the police said, to make sure that there wasn't any kind of unfortunate incident. They decided that they didn't want any part of this. So what that meant was they had to move the start of this torch relay just a few hundred meters down the road to a local council car park, which obviously wasn't really such an illustrious start for the relay. But I think as far as the organisers are concerned, security is the #1 priority, and they were prepared, and they are prepared to do whatever it takes to keep this as secure as possible.
Chris, many thanks. Chris Hogg there, our correspondent in Nagano in Japan. 3 New York police officers have been cleared of killing an unarmed black man on his wedding day. Sean Bell was hit by 50 bullets as he left a nightclub hours before he was due to be married in 2006. As the verdict was read, a crowd outside the courthouse erupted into screams of protest. From New York, Laura Trevelyan reports.
Not guilty, Rob. This nigga's not guilty, Rob. Disbelief outside the courthouse as word spread that all 3 police officers had been acquitted. For the family who lost Sean Bell, a moment of very public grief. Raw emotion for his fiancée Nicole, who lost Sean on the day they were due to marry.